Welcome to Rewind, the podcast. On today's episode...
Not us waiting for 8 years for Lil Vibe.
I was in the beamer, just beaming.
And you don't know the word. Who do you think is the actual villain?
You take care of your little gay white boys.
White people hair colors, it's a lot to commit.
You be knowing stuff. And this is why I keep you around.
Damn, bitch, relax.
I don't have time for all
Blacks,
that.
we don't have all that.
Who did you see this with? Because you did not invite me.
Oh, I cannot believe. Can you believe?
Have fun in hell, bitch.
If you play another Carol Underwood song, we ain't gonna make it.
Something's going on, and I want to know what it is.
And I want to know what it is, too.
some-
Now you should be French.
Kylie Jenner from the Kardashian family line.
Why are we French? Have you heard the new Normani song?
Barely. I want to wear your skin.
Ew!
Let me
Land
just...
the plane!
No!
Come on! You don't have to take a test to know yourself.
Apparently, we've all voted that I'm the one to probably get us canceled on this podcast. We will put me off the set if we get Normani on the pod.
Seriously, don't ask me googly. Oh, that bitch she would have called hands on that day. What up, everybody? It's Raven and Blake. This is Rewind.
We're going to do a lot of crazy stuff today and win a lot of cash and prizes.
I don't know why.
We need you to smash that subscribe button right now. Call in 1-800.
So annoying. Okay, Blake, I have a question.
Are you starting us off this week?
Bitch, if you just let me do my job.
I will.
Yeah.
I had a fun one, though, but go ahead.
Go ahead, then.
You'll never know. No, go.
No, you go.
Go.
I say you.
Okay. Have you ever had a threesome?
Okay. No.
Have you ever balled so hard to the sun you lost everyone around you?
No.
Have you ever had knee surgery?
Yes.
Have you really?
Those are all good questions.
Which brings me to my last point. Have you seen the new movie Challengers with Zendaya and those two funny-looking but hot men?
I know. They were FLKs.
They were. What's that?
Funny-looking kids.
Oh, kids. Okay, sounds good.
Cute,
sounds good.
though, but they were cute.
They were cuties. What did you think of that movie? Because I got a lot to say.
Okay. I have a lot to say, too. Let's start with Zendaya. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Looked beautiful. She just captures emotion so well. I think, for me, I've gotten so used to seeing her as Rue. It was nice to see her, in a more adult situation.
All strung out.
Yeah, seriously. And now she got to be, the overachiever.
Wait, well, did you ever see Dune?
No.
Oh, she sparkles in Dune, but go ahead.
Yeah, she sparkles in life.
Yeah.
She's a sparkler.
Zendaya, come on the pod.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Girl,
you don't seem busy.
Yeah, for real. Bring a look.
Bring a look. Bring Law with you.
Yeah, because we know you will.
And Tommy.
Yes.
And we could all five of us.
Who's Tommy?
Tom.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Holland.
Yes.
But yes, overall, I give it an 8.5 Challengers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked it. I thought the characters were super complicated. I love a complex character. I love a full holistic character to where no one's all good and no one's all evil. I really related to Zendaya's character a bit. Okay. One that she just to a fault, put such high expectations on other people. But that thing, I feel myself I see so much potential in you. Why don't you just get it?
Are you talking about the plot?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just making sure because we were talking about Zendaya first.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
cool.
why I said her character.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, fast forward to insert time here.
Yeah, because you gonna be mad. Okay, let me rewind. I can't remember her character name.
Rewind on brand. Go ahead. Tashi. I related to Tashi a lot in that she expected so much of other people almost to a fault. Yeah.
It's I see the potential in you. Why would you not want to work harder? Why would you not want to be better? Why would you not want to reach your full potential? And a life lesson I learned is that everybody doesn't meet their full potential.
Not everybody meets their full potential.
And they have to, and if they like it, I love it.
But that's the thing with you. Well, let's talk about the movie in a sense real quick. Essentially the plot is she's this famous tennis star player. She's expected to go pro, and she meets these two little white boys, and There's some frolicking.
Yeah, there's a lot of frolics.
And throughout the movie, it's like this push and pull of like the
Will
guys,
they,
but like
love triangle.
And then there's like a power play within like the tennis circle. And like I said, spoiler, but some things happen where she doesn't play anymore, but she really presses in on these two little white boys.
She starts to coach.
Yeah, she starts to coach. There you go. Nice and succinct. But throughout that, I will be honest, when I watched it, I got to see it at the Soho House.
They have a nice pool. Go ahead.
So does the Marriott. Anyways, here's what we're going to talk about. So we went, but it was like the vibe in there was like a little too serious for the movie. I don't know how to explain it, but it almost made the movie come across like a little silly. Yeah, and so everybody has been saying it's so great. And I did think it was good, but like the vibe of that room, it was like you were watching it with a bunch of creatives who probably work in the industry. So it was hard to take it as seriously. But I'll tell you one of the reasons why too. The music in that movie.
See, I love the music.
But it was giving like groovy porn.
I literally thought, like, one of my notes is that like the movie is like the music is like a character of the movie.
Yes.
It really does a good job of building intensity, and it also takes it into a more like almost a little bit playful place than like it makes it feel like less of a drama, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Because it like didn't make it so like, okay, y'all get a freaking grip.
Yeah. But I think that's what made it kind of funny in our viewing is like the intensity of watching it was, so when you hear like I was like, what is happening right now? Like, what are we doing?
But there were some good mixes in there. They had some really good 90s songs. They did Hot in Here. They did Blue Cantrell. When I was giving, I was singing on the
beamer, just beaming. Can't believe that I caught my man. I've had to sing all weekend.
If you gonna steal the song, I'm gonna need you to be on key and I need your voice to sound right.
Hey, give me a minute. Well, I was scheming. I was in the beamer, just beaming.
And you don't know the words.
I know. They sing that on.
Just we're gonna move on. Hit him up style. Get your hands on his cash and then him to the last time for all the hard times.
No. Okay. So that song was in there.
But it was like a good little like, oh, you gotta sing Blue Cantrell. What Blue Cantrell?
Where has she been? Blue Cantrell, come on the pod.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, I have questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you think is the actual villain?
In that movie?
Out of the three main characters.
Blondie.
Really?
Yeah, the blonde boy.
Tell me why.
Because to me, it was like he wanted the success at all costs I feel like he was the one, spoiler, I feel like he was the one who betrayed the friendship in the first place.
I agree.
And was like, I'll be there for you. And then at the end, he was the one who was like, I'm good enough. And he was like, I don't need this. And she's like, I'm trying to press it into you, which is why, again, spoilers, but which is why she was banging that man in the back of a Buick.
Yes. Interesting.
I got something in my eye. Okay, we're good.
I was watching the interview with the three of them, and they were saying like if you watch it once, it's usually Tashi or old boy, the brunette, Patrick. If you watch it the second time, is the ginger.
Art is the blonde one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he not Ginge?
I thought he was blonde.
Oh, I thought it was Ginge.
It was like a strawberry blonde. Strawberry blonde, yes.
White people hair colors, it's a lot to commit.
Yeah, summer blonde, strawberry blonde, brunette, ash.
Like, but then you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's a brunette. And then they'll be like, I am not a brunette. You're like, bitch, relax.
I don't have time for all
Blacks,
that.
We don't have all that.
Yeah. I like your hair, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
G Thanks just bought it.
Yes, yes.
Keep it pushing.
Yes.
So I'm sorry,
our black
Mr.
queen,
Sir.
Ariana Grande.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sir, if you are not
literally
Ginge.
Yeah, I think that's the case. And the only thing I'll have to say, I think Tashi was wanting to be a coach because in this movie she could not, in a sense, live up to her full potential because of fate.
100%, because she had all of the things and like she would have been great.
Yeah.
And it was her still chasing greatness, but having to like pivot and chase greatness in a different way, which I thought was super inspiring. Also, now her running around taking care of these two boys.
Literally. That's you taking care. You know what this is? That movie is just a documentary of you taking care of all your little gay boys here in Nashville.
That's true. Minus Angelo. He takes care of himself because he's very responsible. The rest of them
he's
trash.
Also a person of color.
Yeah.
You take care of your little gay white boys.
I will say one of the things I really loved about the movie that I did catch on the first one was the levels of it, because you're asking who the villain was, but at the same time, they all have their own flaws. But at the same time, I just said that at the same time. So at the same time, she does not get to live up to her potential. So the one thing that I would say, I was like, you were the actual villain, is when they were about to do the booty in college, and she was like, you know what gets me off talking about your tennis score? I'd be like, if you don't get out of here. I probably would have acted the same way. I've been like, I'm not your fan.
I loved that scene. That was my favorite scene. Let's talk about the writing in that scene, and then we can close this out.
Okay, let's talk about it.
The writing was so good in that, like, they really did a good job of the push and pull, and she had some quick singers where people were like, "Damn!" in the theater.
Oh, really?
Yes, we had a rowdy.
See,
group.
I wanted that in my movie.
We had a rowdy group in ours where it was very much talking to the screen, very much like, "Ooh, I cannot believe! Can you believe?" Like it was very, and I was the only black person in there.
Oh,
shockingly,
really?
yes.
Oh, okay.
But it was, I felt like they did a really good job of capturing the true relational dynamics through the writing. So
I feel that.
I say go watch it. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. What do you give it?
Oh, I would give it, I want to see it again, but I would give it a 7.7.
Okay, good.
And I think it would go up if I got to see it in that environment.
Yeah.
One final question. Who did you see this with? Because you did not invite me.
I saw it with my friend Miguel.
I love her. Okay, that's fine. Should we move on?
Her name's Kelsey.
Oh, got it.
But
her at is...
But I call her Miguel.
I love it. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and serve to the next topic.
Moving on along.
Okay.
Have you heard the new Normani song?
Barely. This much. And I want to talk about it.
I wouldn't have heard it if you hadn't told me it was out.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to it.
So I listened to it and I was like, okay. First of all, the song is... So Normani, we all know...
Pull it together.
We all know Normani. Former member of Fifth Harmony. Gave us some bops in, what, 2016?
That one good song. What's it called?
I'm ready to pull up on you.
Oh, no, because she got two then.
Oh, I'ma break it off. Let me be a motivation.
That's good. She got two. Sorry.
Now, Angela's out here ready to go to court for her. which brings us to our point.
Dancing with a Stranger.
How'd that go?
Wild Side.
I ain't never heard none of these.
Dancing with a Stranger, Wild Side. This is the thing, though. Normani features on a lot of stuff, which is why we wanted music from her, because we wanted her to sing her own stuff. She's got that one in Love Simon that, tell me where your love lies. See? Which brings me to my next point. Normani released her new single, 159, after 14 years. I think as Americans, we decided COVID lasted longer than her absence from the music industry.
Correct.
So she released this single. It's called 159. Thank God it was not a minute 59, because I was been like, that's all you gave us. It was this nice, slow, R&B kind of thing. But I'll be honest, when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is good. First of all,
I didn't even think that.
This is not a first single of anything.
No.
It was good. It was little vibes. Look, if we can...
Not us waiting for 8 years for little vibes.
Little vibe. Well, that's what we waited for with Ariana Grande's new record.
Okay, that's apples and oranges.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least she came back with a new accent and stuff. Anyways. So
she gave us a whole new personality,
she did.
new face, new person.
She said, I've recreated myself. Anyways, but I listened to it. What did you think of it? Because you apparently did not like it at all.
I know, it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about. I'm more concerned with why her team hates her.
Exactly.
That's my number one concern is why are they doing this to her? Who is taking care of her?
Who did she piss off?
What is happening?
Yeah.
This is not normal.
Yeah.
There is some shady backroom stuff going on for her rollout on something that is so anticipated and people have been asking for.
And now that it's out and it's not getting what it needs, people are like, why?
It didn't even break top 200.
It didn't do that. It didn't do Spotify Hot anything. It wasn't on any global charts. It's probably on curated lists. They probably paid Apple and all them. I honestly, we could look in it. I don't want to, but it's one of those things. This is okay. So this is my thing for anyone who's not in the music industry. Quick lesson: when you get signed to these things, they have all these departments that promote and everything. And usually they say when you get signed, everyone's on board. And usually these are signs that you're either waiting out your contract and they're trying to get rid of you, or not everybody supports you. First of all, she's so talented. I remember when she was doing Motivation and all these songs, people were like, she could be, they were getting real out there and they were like, she could be the next Beyonce. She could do this, she could do that. And I see the furrowed brow.
I'm just.
That's what the
listening.
internet was saying. I didn't write it in my secret password journal. Okay. So, anyways, but it's like you're releasing these songs. So I'm like, either one, who did she piss off at the label that they're going to treat like this, or are the songs that bad that they're trying to make her like, you need to write more. You need to write more, or are they doing what they did to Katy Perry? And they're like, we're just going to wait out your contract and we'll give you crumbs because we don't like you.
Normani, give up the ghost.
Literally.
What's going on, Beach?
Go on Instagram Live.
Pull a Taylor Swift, throw your management under the bus, and back over them because they don't like you. And I want to be on your side, but I can't be on your side if you don't tell me what's going on. So go on, tell us, sister, what is the deal?
And here, rewind, we don't like a slow news week. So if you do want to get on Instagram Live and do receipts, do notes, do text messages, we will dedicate a whole half of an episode to you.
And you can tag us at rewind.the.podcast if you want to just go ahead and meet cut out the middleman.
Come on the pod. We will move this. We will find a chair. We will put me off the set if we get Normani on the pod.
Seriously, something's not right.
No. Something's going on, and I want to know what it is.
And I want to know what it is,
I'm
too.
do some sleuthing.
We should text her.
We should, yeah. Moving on along. Honestly, I think us talking about that was quicker than the song. Go ahead. Sweet Lord. You've got some juice you're ready to get to. You've been foaming at the mouth all week. We've gotten some text messages. It's been great.
I don't know if it's that deep. You just really set that up for something so dramatic.
Okay. Hey, let's tell all of our listeners about this boring topic that you're ready to discuss.
Okay.
Ready? Let's go ahead and snooze together.
So Amanda Seales was on Club Shay Shay. Amanda Seales is a content creator, actress. She has a one-woman show. She has a stand-up special on Netflix, I believe. She was
in that show back in the day, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in a little kid show on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
What was that show called? Boy Like Me. The Boy Is... Okay.
The boy is mine. The boy is mine. The boy is mine. Different.
Super talented. She's an activist. She's all of the things. She goes on Club Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharp's show. If you don't know who Shannon Sharp is, he was a professional football player. He did a show on, I believe, ESPN with Chip.
Is he the one who did the Cat Williams interview?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
The Cat Williams interview. He did the Monique interview.
Yes.
He's done a really good, not the best interviewer, but he's done a really good job of getting really good guests. People really feel comfortable going on his show.
Getting topics that flood social media. Yeah.
So the big takeaways from the Amanda Seales interview, one was the beef with Issa Rae.
Barbie.
So I love Issa Rae. I love her. So there will be no Issa Rae scandal on this here podcast. So I'm just going to tell you what Amanda told us.
Well, that Issa Rae is where you get that little catchphrase from. I'm rooting for
everybody black.
Yeah.
I got a lot of my catchphrases from Issa Rae. So supposedly, allegedly, her being Amanda and Issa's one of the girls who worked for her manager, publicist, didn't really get along.
Okay.
And Amanda's like, I don't know why she don't like me. I don't know, whatever. It all boiled down to like a Black Hollywood party after the Emmys. I remember this vividly. Shut up. I remember this vividly because it was like a big hot topic the next day because I believe that Amanda was still on The Real at this time.
Okay.
So if you let me finish a thought, I would finish. God dang.
Oh, well.
So she goes basically to the door of this Black Hollywood party because Jesse Williams invited her. And the lady's like, oh, you can't come in. Right?
The publicist?
The publicist was like, you can't come in. They can come in, but you can't. And she's like, LOL. So basically all these actors like get her in the party. The publicist sees her in the party and has security escort her out of the party. Like physically remove her from this party. Completely wildly inappropriate.
It's given the hills.
Correct. So she basically, the whole conversation is a stream of events where she felt like Issa Rae did not protect her. And with Issa Rae's like thing being like protecting Black people, Black women in particular, it just doesn't really match the brand.
It's not matching your vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, the funny story was, I guess her and Issa went and had lunch because there was like some odd energy. And Issa allegedly said, I don't like you because of your character. Like, I guess I was relating to your character. And Amanda Seales was like, bitch, you wrote it. You wrote the character. You knew she was fake. I'm not like this lady.
Yeah.
So the big thing that the internet has been talking about is Amanda Seales just not likable?
Okay.
There have been several articles written, which I think is a weird AF, about her personality and not being likable. Like pointed at her, like from Black magazines that is posing this question.
Well, this is my first question. Have these articles been written since all that went down,
Yes.
or is this a history of she's not likable?
I think she rubs people the wrong way.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is because the media will love to hop on something as soon as it happens. So if this has been like years and years and years.
It's been a couple years, but there's been a series of events where like things have happened. She's very vocal. Like she's always gonna like tell what's up. And I think and she's very smart. And I don't think people like that.
Okay.
She also reveals on the Club Shay Shay interview that she has an autism diagnosis. Which is a lot of controversy because she was not diagnosed from the clinician.
She like take a quiz in 17? Oh.
No, she's self-diagnosed. And I will look at the camera and say this. In the autism community, self-diagnosis is valid.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So to say that like I am autistic or I have Asperger's, that like people accept that as a diagnosis. You don't necessarily have to go to a clinician, especially as an adult.
Okay.
Because you can live your whole life on the spectrum and no one ever notice.
Okay.
And no one ever says anything. And then once you get older and you start to understand neurodivergence in general, you're like, that's me. Like I identify with that. And that's a part of my identity. So self-diagnosis in the autism community is valid.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Some qualifying questions?
Yeah.
I've never been, I'm going to start this right now because apparently we've all voted that I'm the one to probably get us canceled on this podcast. But can I ask how that's valid?
Because identity is valid.
I understand that, but isn't this like...
in the same way that gender identity is valid, in the same way that cultural identity is valid, in the same as astrological signs, child.
Yeah.
Personality tests. It's autism. Being on the spectrum is basically is a spectrum.
Yeah.
And for some people, it is just behaviors and how your brain works.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to take a test to know yourself.
Yeah, I this is where I don't want to cancel myself, but that
it's giving canceling yourself.
No, at first, like whatever this is, that seems like a hard thing for some reason for me to grasp. Like someone's just sitting there and be like, I'm a little weird sometimes, or something like that, and they're like, I'm on the spectrum.
But I do think that a lot of us are on the spectrum.
I do think that, but I just thought it was one of those things where it's like, this has got to be a diagnosis. I mean, I know we're talking about Amanda Seales, but for some reason that just hit me sideways, and I wanted a little more explanation because one thing I am trying to do, instead of just be like, here's my opinion on that, I want to ask questions before I give my opinion on it, because for some reason, even when I do that, I'm still wrong. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to be very clear that to say to someone that's not a real diagnosis because a clinician did not give it to you in that community is invalidating their experience and their identity. And we don't do that around here. We
don't. I have so many more questions, but that's another episode. Go ahead.
Go ahead and ask them. We can cut them if we need to.
No, I'm just like, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if like this is maybe not the same, but like, I'm like, that's like, to me, that's someone being like, I feel like I have cancer.
No, that's like someone saying I'm anxious and I have anxiety.
But
you're comparing like something that she is not trying to get treatment for this.
Okay. She's just like, I just be knowing.
Yeah. Like she's not seeking any type of treatment.
Okay. See, that makes more sense. Okay.
Whereas like a cancer diagnosis or whatever, you're seeking treatment.
Well, because when I have bad anxiety, where it shows up in my body, especially in therapy and stuff, I can feel where it is, and I can feel like.
Have you been clinically diagnosed with anxiety?
I have not been clinically diagnosed with anxiety. You have it. I can tell when it's flaring up. So that is, see, you be knowing stuff, and this is why I keep you around. Because I've said some things out of my mouth where it's made the whole room go, you cannot say that. And I'm like, I'm not.
No, those are good questions. I don't think that any of those questions were inappropriate.
Okay.
Those are good.
I wanted to get there because, like, you know, even with gender identity and things like that, I felt like there was maybe some more clear things on, like, this is why I feel this way. So I needed to ask some qualifying questions. Good. And I'm sweating now.
No, you should be sweating. That was good.
So, yeah, I had to ask.
Those are good questions.
Because it hit me. And I think this opens up. If you have questions, you can always ask.
Yeah. Don't ask me Googly.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to be nobody's wealth of knowledge on the internet. I work a full-time job, 40 hours a week, some 55.
Yeah. Some weeks, 30.
Shut up.
Okay, back to Amanda Seales.
But yes.
She's self-diagnosed. Go ahead.
Yes,
it's valid.
Yes. And it was just like she was saying, it's a series of like her feeling unprotected throughout her career and all of these things. And people just don't like her.
Okay.
And that's okay. She just rubs people the wrong way. I like her.
You like her.
I think she's smart. I think she speaks her truth. I think that when you're smart and speak your truth, people want to humble you. I think people really want to humble her.
Especially if it's not the same as what you feel.
Exactly.
You're like, let me bring you down to size, ho.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that people want you to be meek and quiet and agreeable. And that's not her personality.
Do you think some of this, too, can come from how you view how mad it makes you when someone says a black woman who speaks their mind is just immediately labeled aggressive?
Yeah, this is a great example of that. And
great,
yes, I said,
great case study.
I can understand why she rubs people the wrong way. What I don't understand is the intellectual gymnastics you have to do to make her unprotected but protect other people.
Like Issa Rae. Isn't she pretty vocal about things?
I guess.
Like, no, this is what I'm saying. Like, we label Issa Rae as like this creator, this screenwriter, this powerful black woman. So this woman has been, Amanda, has been in these not video games, has been in these TV shows, these movies, these things like that. She's been around longer, and has she just rubbed enough people the wrong way where they say, we're going to give you this label because you're not playing the game?
I think it's not playing the game.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not trying to mansplain that. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, I think if we're comparing personality, Issa Rae is just more likable.
Okay.
Like, she just is. There's just something about her that you just like her.
It gives Hunger Games. Do you remember? They were like,
yes.
They were like, you can try to win, but the way you win the most is you have to get people to like you. Yes.
And I think Amanda has a hard time with getting people to like her. And I think that is because of the way that her brain works and the way she communicates works.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to being on the spectrum and what that experience has been for her. But like I said, I like her. I think she's talented and smart. And also, like I said, the mental gymnastics people do to not protect her, but then to protect people who have harmed women, beat women, hurt women. And like they get a pass, but she doesn't get a pass because you don't like her personality. It's confusing to me.
Yeah, and it goes back to even the first thing you said, all these media outlets just being like, let's gang up and do this.
Yeah, like let's pile on. It's weird.
It's like, are you trying to, and I mean this nicely, when you say Issa Rae, I know who that is. When you said Amanda Seales, I had to, for a moment.
Like she has a niche audience, and she does a really good job of like finding her audience and catering to them in a way that like she gives the content that her audience wants. Like I said, I think she's great. So I hate that she felt that way and is going through this, but also two things can be true.
Yeah.
Like her and Issa can have had a falling out, and Issa very well could not have behaved the way she probably should have in that moment, and they could still be great, powerful, successful black women in their own right.
But I'm going to go around the corner real quick. It seems like the real villain of this, if we're going to talk about challengers, is this publicist.
Oh, that bitch she would have called hands on that day.
Yeah.
I would have went to jail.
She said, you can leave this party. I'm like, you can leave the party.
They have a conversation on the phone. Issa is like, I want y'all to talk it out. She calls the girl, or the girl called her. They ended up on the phone. Okay. And the girl's like, just to start the conversation, allegedly. Just to start the conversation, this has nothing to do with Issa. Because Issa was very much like, y'all got to handle this between y'all. The
publicist and Amanda.
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all got to handle this between y'all. This ain't my business. This has nothing to do with Issa. I'm the one that got kicked out of the party. She's like, okay. Amanda, she is like, okay. Vanessa, I believe her name is like, I just don't like you.
So high school.
I just don't like you.
Yeah.
And Amanda was like, okay, well, then there's nothing to talk about. Hung up the phone.
What do you have to talk about?
And the girl calls her back and is like, don't you care about why I don't like you? Bitch,
no. And that's where I want to pause. No.
If you don't like me, you keep that energy over there with you.
Because I used to be that person that was like, why don't you like me?
Yeah, no.
Because I would try to change it. And guess what? I'm like, because the people who say I don't like you, you can literally morph into a clone of them and try to be like them. And they're going to be like, I still don't like you, because it goes from not liking you to a power thing. But go ahead.
Exactly. Or it could be a jealousy thing. It could be a lot of things. But the way I would have tried to, choke her out. And like Amanda made a good point, like she physically put her in danger low key. Like you're calling security on her, like police could call, like that's just a lot.
Because you're at the party. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
girl,
if she was at the party, like doing handstands, taking shots, being like, I don't care if you're underage. Here's this pickleback. Like, I understand the difference, but it just sounds like she was at the party.
Yeah, a Black Hollywood party. She's been in Black Hollywood longer than any of those people.
Yeah, seriously.
So, I mean, Justice for Amanda.
Publicists had that much power.
That's what Oh yeah, let's talk about Shannon for a minute.
Who's Shannon?
Uncle Shannon Sharp. He's Shay Shay from the Club Shay Shay. Unc, I love you.
Is he being messy?
Call Oprah or Gail and ask them how to ask people questions.
What were the questions like?
He just don't be knowing what to say. Also, he really was pissing me off, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Invalidating her feelings to like the nth degree. Like she tells a story about a teacher at her elementary school or middle school saying something racially insensitive about a group of people. Amanda corrects her. The teacher gets upset and like calls Amanda's mom. It's like this whole thing. And Amanda was like, that was my first experience of racism. And he's like, that wasn't racism. How you gonna tell me what I was at?
Okay, not to correct all these questions I just asked. If someone's being racist, don't you get to be like, no, that was racist? Like, you don't need to ask like three other black people. Like, was that qualifying questions?
Yeah, he was like, well, it's because you were a child, and children don't question adults. Like some people are raised that way. Okay, but if you being racist and I check you at whatever age, and then you retaliate against me, it's given the big sizzle.
Big sizzle.
So I'm confused.
No.
Like just if she would say things and he'd be like, oh no, like she said, I don't want to have children. He was like, well, what you might.
No, I'm gonna go off on that for a second. If somebody says they do not want to have children, I don't care if it's Amanda Seals or the little white lady down the street, you do not get to ask a single question after that. If somebody says they don't want to do it, I don't want to care about how much you listen to your little preacher who said they're God's gift to whatever, or because a whole different topic. But or it's like, oh, like taxes, anything like, oh, this is your destiny. Shut up. If you do not want to have kids, that is not your business, and you do not need to ask people.
And do us all a favor, if you don't want to have them, don't.
Yes, because we see so many times people who have kids, and then you start acting like you want to act 18 again, and then those kids suffer.
Ooh, you really felt that.
I felt, in my titties.
That really got your face a little red.
And some of you really want kids, and you also shouldn't be having them, but again, different podcasts.
Lord. Okay, we let people do what they want.
I haven't looked at the camera and gone off in a couple episodes, so I was due for one.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, he just invalidated her a lot, and I didn't like that at all. I honestly think it was out of ignorance, not maliciousness. I will say that. Like, and I hate doing this, but sometimes that's just how older black people are.
Oh, see, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, this is why we love like Oprah and like Ricky Lake and all these people from back in the day, because I don't know, I'll trust a woman interviewing better.
Yeah, no, but it's just
some
like
dude being like, nah, like, you want kids.
It's cultural a little bit, and it's like how you see the world. But like, if you're going to be on that type of platform, Uncle Shannon, you got to do better than what you do, because that didn't look good.
Yeah.
So,
I need to watch this full interview.
It's 3 hours.
Oh,
so
no, never mind.
Lunch.
No, you can watch. I'm going to listen to us and pretend like I got the gist. 3 hours.
His interviews be very much long.
Oh, no. Those podcasts, I can't, when they're like, it's 2-3 hours, I'm like, unless I'm on a road trip to hell.
Literally, you got to get your mind right.
No. I'll guarantee you, well, I don't know. Unless it's a live episode where we're really kicking it off, we're not doing 2 hour stuff on here.
No, that's ridiculous.
So, yeah, okay.
All right,
now
moving on along.
We want to talk about
Timothée
Chalamet and the trickle-down economics of parasocial
Not you
relationships.
giving us Reaganism.
Yes, this is our TED Talk.
It's actually Reaganomics.
Reaganomics?
I said Reaganisms. That's wrong. It's definitely Reaganomics.
Reaganisms is what Nancy was doing in Hollywood, okay? Hey! Throat goat! May she rest.
Throat goat. No, was that she? No, she wasn't the throat goat. What was she?
She was throat goat. Glug Glug 3000.
Was she throat goat?
May she rest.
No, was that her name? Mm-hmm. We did this one.
We did this once. It was throat goat, and you're like, yes, that was it.
I thought they called her something else.
Hollywood mattress.
It wasn't that.
Okay, let's move on.
Are you looking it up?
Well, Nancy ran throat goat.
Okay, it was throat goat then.
Yeah, moving on along.
The head doctor, as they would say on.
That's Phaedra.
Yeah. Oh my God! I love that you knew that. Oh, I forgot that you tried to catch up on Atlanta.
Throatus? Not the throatus.
Has she gone on and gotten
She's
her
gotten her
robe?
robe. It was recent because when she passed, especially.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Jimmy wife?
Yeah, she.
When that Miss when Auntie Nancy died?
She passed because when she passed, a lot of gay men were like, "Have fun in hell, bitch," because she was one of the ones who, when the AIDS crisis was happening, she was like, "We don't care about those little gay boys. That's their punishment." Which is funny to me, just because when
that was a long time ago.
When she
that was 8 years ago. Just
when they were in power, and like the way I grew up in conservatism, you would like people are like, "You can't do it better than the Reagans."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, now that I'm away from it, I'm like, I think you can.
Reagans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, John Wayne and all that. I just
Yeah.
whatever. Like I said, okay, so Timothée Chalamet. He is a movie star.
No.
Yes, he was in Wonka.
Hold the phone.
Our little friend has to watch it every night before bed. I don't know.
Anthony loves chocolate in your pocket.
I listen. I went and
I
saw
also love
Wonka
that
over the
one.
holidays, and I was like, oh, fun kid movie. I was like, I don't get it.
Oh, I thought it was so good.
It was like cute. It just felt underacted to me on some parts. The music, it was given auto-tune.
Okay.
It was. I'm telling you why I don't like a movie. We're a podcast.
You are so like
Talk about it.
elitist.
Oh, am I?
Like, just like enjoy the good times. Like, don't have a stick up your tush.
No, this is my thing. If something is not good, I don't have to pretend like it is.
No, it was good though.
To you.
And if you have bad taste, that's fine.
To you. To you.
It was
to
good.
you.
There was nothing wrong.
To you.
There
to
was
you.
nothing wrong with that movie.
To you. Anyways, moving on along. He's in Dune. And that movie where he was gay with that guy who likes to eat people during sex.
Call me by your name.
Yeah,
Call me what
Arm
you
and
want.
Hammer.
Call me what you need. If something gonna love me, I'll be on your way. That is not related.
That's not related at all.
I just really wanted
so,
to.
yes, that movie about gay predatorism.
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole other podcast.
Whole other
I
podcast.
have really big opinions about Call Me by Your
I
Name.
watched that before I came out, and I was like, oh, love. And then I watched it after I came out, and I was like, this man was predatory.
I watched it the first time, and I was like, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's cute. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. And that's why, because I could feel through the screen that he was eating people. Because I be knowing.
And more than just the
Because I be knowing. I didn't like that at all. Okay, go on about Timothée.
He was in Lady Bird and Little Women.
I ain't seen either one of them.
And in that movie, Beautiful Boy, about the drug addiction with Steve Carell.
I wanted to see that, but that was too close home for me.
Yeah,
to
it
watch
was a lot.
I don't want to be depressed.
Yeah. So, anyways, he is in a relationship with the famously notorious Kylie Jenner from the Kardashian family line.
Why are we French?
I don't know.
Spit it out.
Let me
Land
just,
the plane.
No!
Come on.
I'm on a flight. Shut up. He's with Kylie Jenner. And there's apparently some pregnancy rumors going around. Well, they started to float that there were some pregnancy rumors going around very conveniently around the time that Thank You, Amy was out. So they thought Kris Jenner was doing a little tick, 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 you know what I mean? So his like fan club, not actual fan club, self-elected Club Chalamet.
Close to Club Shay Shay.
Yes, who we recently found out was a like a middle-aged woman.
Are you serious?
Yes. Have you not heard about that?
No.
Oh yeah, you look up Club Chalamet founder. It is this like middle-aged woman. I just said that. So, like I was giving you breaking news. That's giving real news. But apparently the rumors started flying that Kylie Jenner was pregnant, and apparently. Allegedly, well, no, it was all over Twitter. She was like losing it. She was doing like Twitter Live, not Twitter Live, like where you go on and you do the speak. Twitter live, and she was like going off. She was having this like
the
lady, Miss Wannabe Chalamet. I don't know what her name is, and people were like, "This chick is losing it." They were like, maybe she feels like she's owed it. Maybe she thought she would be with him one day. I don't really know, but she was like, "How can this happen? He's a star!" Like just going off on all different directions, and it was like, lady, you don't know this man.
It is weird.
Like artists and stuff have fan club. The Carrie Underwood fan club.
I love a fan club.
Yeah, but you got to pay. You usually get like a signed poster and a keychain,
access to merch.
Yeah, and for some reason it costs you $499. But that's official. These people who get on Twitter and they're like, I really love Hillary Duff. So I'm a part of the Hillary Duff, we're the Hillers. And
not the Hillers.
We're the Hillers. And we will die on this Hiller. I just hit my teeth on the mic.
That's what you get for being corny.
Yeah, I did. Okay. And then they start posting probably things that celebrities don't like. They start posting about their kids. They start posting about like acting jobs, things that aren't broken yet. Like what they're going to, okay, yeah, I don't have to explain that to you. And it's just like they start doing this whole parasocial thing.
It's weird.
And that's more what like has icked me out is this whole like parasocial movement we're happening right now. And I feel like especially since COVID, where it's like you feel like you have all this access now to a celebrity, so you personally know them. And that's not the case.
Let's start with, I work a full-time job.
40 hours, sometimes 55.
Sometimes 55.
Sometimes 30.
Do these people not work? Like, how do they have, between my full-time job, this podcast, and our friend group, I barely got time to talk to my family. It's like, when do these people have time to create these worlds in their mind where they know these people? And then secondly, I'm not riding that hard for nobody who last name ain't Dawson. And that's on period. I don't know you. I really don't want to know you because then you get to know them and then they don't even be who you think they are.
Yeah.
And also, how unfortunate for the artist that people can't even see your art for like this smoke and mirror situation.
Yeah. Well, and I think back in like the 90s and stuff when we had limited access to media, when it was like, oh, like every once in a while you'd get like a magazine photo or something like that. There was also this sense of like you never truly knew them. Or
exactly. You knew what they told you.
You knew what they told you, which is why like I think this could be a whole other thing like the kind of like the fall of celebrity and things like that. Like you know too much, J-Lo, and things like that. But now it's you have this constant access, and so some people they don't have friends like that. They don't talk to people like that. They are lonely, so they're like, oh, like for instance, Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say these are the Swifties who will call up to your job and show up at your house and like ride for this woman like. They know her.
Yeah. And just so I don't think we're picking on her, also the Barbs.
The Barbs.
That guy who literally showed up to that guy's house, the doula girl.
Harry Styles' stalker just got in trouble. Like, what's it called when you get the sentencing? It's not prosecuted. Sentencing. That wasn't hard.
Wow.
Just got sentenced to like
couple years
of some stuff. Like I think she's paying a fine. It might even be a he.
Yeah.
For like literally stalking him, showing up at his house, sending him 8,000 cards in a month.
8,000 cards?
Yes.
Like little postcards?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Like that is scary. And also, people are not well. And the scariest place it goes to is, and her name escapes me, that young woman who was shot at her.
Christina Grimmie.
Yes.
That was devastating.
And it's like,
because you realize all of these people, you want to even go back to John Lennon.
Yeah.
These people are not people who were like, I hate you. Even Selena.
Yeah.
They were people who were close to them and they were like, if I cannot have you, nobody else
will.
can.
It is
literally
weird.
It is wild. I will tell you this. So I used to do some events for country music, and we may pull this. I used to do some events for country music, and they would do these silent auctions to raise money for a festival somewhere. And I was working with the person. I said, oh, so what do y'all do when the auction's over? Because you had to write it. It wasn't electronic. They said, we go through, and then we compare it to the blacklist first.
Oh, that's smart.
And I said, what is the blacklist? And they said, it's people who are like, because some of them are meet and greets, things like that. And they said, we make sure they're not on their fan club blacklist. There was apparently a girl who would write letters like that to Carrie Underwood. She was like, I love you.
I might know her.
Your little friend.
I'm sorry, girl. If you watch You know I'm playing.
You got to tell the story. It's my favorite Raven story.
Okay, real quick.
We'll go but serious in a second, but this is funny.
My friend, I'll leave a name out since I don't want Carrie to know it's her.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is my homegirl who snuck into a Carrie Underwood sound check and almost went to jail.
Mm-hmm. So it might be her.
Me and my other friend are going on a road trip to visit another friend in Oklahoma City. We get in the car. We're like, so excited. It's going to be great. She's like, I'm going to play some Carrie Underwood. I said, okay, yeah.
Come on, before he cheats. Yes.
I love a look Carrie.
Yes. Jesus, take that wheel.
I didn't know Carrie had 96 albums.
The greatest hits. The American Idol tunes.
2 hours in, I looked at her and said, if you play another Carrie Underwood song, we ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, or I'm not gonna make it. Then we had to stop in Shakota.
I was gonna say
so she was like,
no more
picture.
She was like, no more songs. Let's stop in her hometown.
I said, this girl done lost her man.
Woo! I love it.
I said, I don't want to hear another Carrie Underwood song ever.
To this day. We play it, which is ironic because when she came into the studio this morning, she was like, I dug my key.
It came on my shuffle. No, but my homegirl loves Carrie Luann Underwood.
Yes.
She loves her. She is her biggest fan.
I love it.
I don't think she on anybody's list though.
No. So, okay, yeah. So back to the list, and they said we compared it to the blacklist, and they said this one specific person, apparently who was rumored to be at that event, goes to all the Carrie Underwood concerts. She writes her all these letters. She wears a blonde wig. She's written her thing. She's like, I just want to like cut your skin off so I know what it's like to be you. And I'm like, this really happened. They're like, every
It's giving
day.
Army.
It's
Hammer.
Oh, I went like the United States. I was like, okay.
Don't put me on any list.
Yeah,
That's
for
not
real.
what I meant.
She don't want to get on the blacklist. She wants to win a meet and greet.
Yeah.
No. It's just weird.
It's
and
weird.
even so, like that's like the true dark side. But then we get people like, again, the Swifties who were like,
Barbs.
when she writes, there was a girl talking about this on TikTok. She was like, there's like a weird psychological thing. She's like, people are like, she writes songs for us. Taylor's not writing songs for you.
You mean, wait, I disagree.
You disagree? Well, let me give my stance.
Oh, okay.
She's going through things, and she will write songs. I believe that songs spill out of her if she was famous or not. So I think when she has like, oh, I've written 100 songs over the past 2 years, I'm going to now pick these and pick which ones I want to share of my life and give that and present it as an art and a product. I don't think when she's writing songs, she's like, I was at the door and the dog was there. And she's like, oh, they're going to gag on this one.
No, I definitely think that.
You do?
100%.
Oh, see, I don't.
I think her artistry is very much centered around her fan base.
Okay.
I think she feeds her base exactly what they want, which is why she's perpetually 17. I think all of it's I think she's really smart. And I think the people around her are really smart. And I think she gives them exactly what they ask for.
But see, that's what I don't like is because when they start getting too deep into it, she's like, it's not that deep.
No, I think she likes it. She's admitted that like she likes the Easter eggs. She likes the like, it's fun. It's a game. It's annoying to the rest of us. But to them, they love it. They eat it up. And it should, and listen, you know, I'm being silly, but like they should enjoy it. Like she does have that relationship with her fans. I think that that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that that's good marketing and good strategy. Where I think it gets weird is that they start to think that they know her as a person. Like that's the disconnect. I think it's smart and I think it's strategic, but I also think it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes this weird, like I said, I'm going to call up to somebody's job 100 times to get them fired because they said I don't like her. That's where you get that. Like they feel so connected to her that it's like,
yeah.
Girl.
Also, move that energy towards someone, I don't know, who maybe says the N-word at your job or something like that. Don't do it because someone's like, blank space is my favorite. They're like, you bitch.
I prefer lover.
Yeah, for real. And then even you see it too, like you said, with Christina Grimmie and these people like that, especially like growing up in the Disney world, you got all these people and a lot of these people too, they're like young girls.
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
It's weird because I mean, Hollywood goes for young in the sense of like you're young. I'm wearing my own self out today. Is this what it sounds like to listen? Don't speak. And I was just like, you know, I don't like it. And it's just, we're getting to this weird place where it's almost made me want to get off social media because I'm like, y'all don't know stuff. I get on social media to laugh. I don't get on for your statistical analysis of like why this Demi Lovato song is great.
Oh, see, I do if I'm in the mood.
Okay.
And like, that's what I think I like that we have the space to like critique art and like really get into the nitty gritty of it, I think that's okay. What I think is weird is the like, I'm gonna go and harass someone, or I'm gonna like purposefully be negative based on someone's opinion about an artist that I don't know. Like, you should be able to say what you want, and that's why we got For You pages and algorithms, child. Not interested.
Yeah.
Block beach.
Not interested. Not interested. Oh, I like this one. Save it.
Seriously.
Oh, now you're doing too much. Block.
Like, that's why we have the options. And I just think it like when it gets dangerous is when I have an issue, or when it gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, speaking of parasocial relationships, this is not on the card. I'm thinking I'm going to throw you for a loop real quick. Do you feel like you may have some parasocial relationships coming up soon? Because you just announced that you're going to be on I Know You Lying.
No, I don't think there's any parasocial relationships going to happen from this. No.
Honey. You're looking right at him.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding.
Yes,
no, talk about that.
I'm so excited. So I am on the cast of season 1 of I Know You Lying.
We did a little bonus episode, but according to analytics, y'all didn't like that as much. So we're going to do it again.
It's the producers of The Terrell Show with Terrell Grace. Go and check out his content. He brings people to the blue wall, some of your faves, and they play a song association game and do an interview. But he created this card game that became...
Content creator galore.
Yeah, that became a game show, and I am on the season 1 cast of it. And like, y'all, the people are so funny. Like, they're the best, most creative, fun group of people. Like, I have 19 new BFFs. So yeah, like, watch it, interact with it.
It's gonna be great. Do you know when you're gonna be on?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay, sounds good.
I could be on the first episode. I could be on the 96th episode.
I love that.
So you have to watch every one.
I'm just so happy I get to be here for the start. Hold my hand, come on. Okay, well, pinkies. I'm so glad I get to be here for the start, and I can tell everybody. I'll be the ravers. I'll be the Twitter.
Ravers.
I'll be like, she's dating Harry Styles. She's supposed to marry me. I'm the only white boy in her life. Someone get me a never mind.
Not you trying to kill me.
No, not you. Never you.
Oh.
I want to wear your skin.
Ew, get away
puts
from
the lotion
me.
on the skin.
Ew.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of
Get Out.
I never saw that.
You never saw Get Out?
No.
Movie night.
Movie night? Yeah, I heard it's
like
good.
this.
Oh. One more time. Okay, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for listening to this podcast. We have loved hanging out with you today. If you want to listen to more episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen to them anywhere you listen to podcasts. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. I'm not going to name more. You're an adult. You know where to find your favorite podcast.
Or you're a kid. And if you are a kid, don't be watching us.
Yes, because there's a thing called ratings for a reason. Second thing, if you want to watch our podcast and see our beautiful faces, one is more beautiful than the other, and I'm not talking about mine, you can watch us on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube and you like the content, make sure you subscribe. You can sign up for alerts so you know when any new shorts or videos drop. Don't get tired. This is how we make it. Get back up. Come on. Dance, 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 dance. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us anywhere on social media at Rewind the Podcast. I'm going to keep the camera on you for this. Get up and wake up. Anyways, I'm Blake Rackley, but first, this is...
Ooh, child. My name Raven. You can find me on Instagram at I am Raven Dawson. Wrap it up.
First of all, that's how we get them going.
Okay, girl, come on.
The more you rush me, the slower I'll go.
Thank you so much. And find us. This is Blake. He's chronically online. You can find him at Blake Rackley and all the stuff.
Got it wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Love you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.